Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Once again, it is Sovereign Saturday, the first one of 2025. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. That's one thing, because I've been doing this Sovereign Man videos for a while now. And one thing you got to realize, being a sovereign man, nobody is coming to save you. You got to take care of yourself. You can't wait for it. And, we're not going to get into a religious discussion or anything like that. But let's just say, regardless of your religious path, your spiritual path, your ethical path, you still got to do some stuff for yourself. You can't wait for somebody else to come up with something or somebody else to do something for you. You have to figure out stuff for yourself. I know of a person, I'm not going to give their name. I know of a person that needed help with some basic stuff in their lives, even though they're in their 40s. You can't say they're on the spectrum or anything like that. They are somebody who should know better, very highly intelligent otherwise, book smart and otherwise, but can't take care of basic things. That person is far from sovereign. And that person needs to really work on some things. I'm gonna tell you what, you have to figure out stuff for yourself. You have to figure out how you can be strong on your own. That's a big part of sovereignty. How you gonna say you sovereign, but you depended on someone else? You depended on someone else to figure out stuff for you. You can't do stuff on your own. No, that is not going to work. You have to have the idea of doing for self. You have to figure out to the greatest extent what you can do for yourself. And yeah, there's going to be some stuff that, some different things that you can't figure out. And I've talked about this before. To the greatest extent, learn how to take care of yourself at the very minimum. It's like, if you need a lot of money, you can't sit around and wait for somebody else is going to hand you the money or anything like that. Let's just be real. You have to figure out, okay, what skills do you have? You have to figure it out. You can't get mad at somebody, well, they ain't giving me some money. You know what? I remember years ago, I was writing for this website, and it was specifically something for the Black community, right? And I was talking about entrepreneurs. And I had this guy write me, and this guy was like, oh, they don't give you any money. And I let the guy have it. I was like, dude, I was talking about entrepreneurs because they creating businesses. They ain't supposed to give you money. Grown men aren't supposed to give another grown man money. Needs to say, he didn't write me again because he didn't have a sovereign mentality. I was talking, and I still have admiration for entrepreneurs, really, of any group or anything, because they don't wait for somebody else to take care of them. They figure out what they're going to do on their own. That's the mindset you got to have, though. I don't care what it is. Whether you have your own business, oh, that's great. Or, you might say, well, your mission might be working within some system, some corporation, something like that. Your mission might be to be a fireman or a policeman or a teacher. And there's nothing wrong with that. You still need to be in a position to do it. But even before you even get there, you still need to get the skills yourself. Nobody's going to hand you the skills. Nobody wants to hand you the skills. You have to figure it out on your own. You can't sit around and everything falling apart and you not figuring out what you going to do. Somebody is not going to walk up and say, oh, here's $1 million. And don't think that's crazy, because I know y'all watching and say, why would somebody think about that? Think about the lottery. Think about how many people jump into that. How many people are waiting for the state to save them? How many people might be homeless or something? They say, well, they have to give me something. Meanwhile, somebody else, they might be homeless and figuring it out. In fact, I was speaking with somebody who had lived in a car for a while, and he had figured out everything he had to do. He was like, nah, this ain't happening anymore. You know, he said, nah, yeah, I survived, but he's not doing it because he has a sovereign mentality. That's how you gotta think. That's how you gotta think. You gotta sit back and think, okay, how can I get out of this situation? Because people are funny. And even if people could, a lot of people aren't in positions to help you out. You know? Somebody else ain't in position to think for you. Another story, somebody hit me up and they had just finished working for this business for a very long time. And I don't know if they still following me, but they were in their late 40s and they were like, well, what can I do now? I was like, I don't know you. I'm serious. I said, I don't know what your skills are. You had to figure that out. You know, if you were 17 or something, I would be like, okay, I might help them out a little bit. And that's only just to give an idea. I still wouldn't give any money or anything, but this dude was 47. And I'm like, I don't know what your skills are. Shoot, you've been on this earth a long time. You got to figure it out. No one is coming to save you. You have to, that's the main thing you have to understand. You have to figure out what you're going to do on your own. What you're going to figure out. You got to figure out what your skills are. You got to figure out what you want to do. Then you got to figure out how you can do it. And then you're going to have to work to get it done. No one else is coming to help you. You have to think that way. And let's just be real. Yes, there might be some people who will help you, who will be of assistance. But my philosophy is you got to start the path on your own. You got to start walking. You have to do stuff. You have to figure out what you can do to get you out of the situation. You don't like it. You don't like your financial situation. Okay, so what are you doing to get certified, educated into something else? What are you doing? You. Not everybody else. You need more money? Okay, what are you doing to make more money? I've told the story hundreds of times when, you know, I'm in business. I still had some money from books coming in, but not enough to keep everything paid. So I had to go out and get a job. And I actually hit the pavement and ended up, when I came back home that day, had 2 jobs. Because that was my mindset. I was like, man, somebody ain't gonna hand me money. Somebody ain't gonna do something. So I had to get out there and do something. You have to have that mindset. What are you gonna do? You gotta have that mindset. Nobody's gonna come help you, save you, or help you, or anything like that. You know, somebody is not gonna give you money. You have to get out there. And yeah, there's plenty of people that loan and all of that. You still have to put yourself in position for them to even do that. Even some nonprofits that give grants and stuff like that. Yeah, one secret with them is they looking for somebody already doing the work. They ain't gonna just hand it to you. You know? They ain't gonna hand it to you. Even investors and stuff, they looking for somebody already doing the work. Even if, and that's if you're in business. If you need a job or something, somebody ain't gonna hand it to you. You gotta like get out there and look for it. All of that's very important, all right? All right, so you know, if you're gonna be that sovereign man, you have to have that mindset. No one is gonna save you. You have to do for self, all right? So, and you have to figure out what you're going to do. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I want you to think about it. And I want you to keep rising to become the sovereign man that you are meant to be, all right? And I'll get back with you. Peace and blessings.